This is all a spiritual battle. Uh, when you are trying to pursue a a better life, essentially, you're trying to better yourself and you're trying to fix the mistakes that you've had in your past. People will become insecure around you. They will feel inferior. And it's not your fault at all per se. It's the reaction that the individual has, and you need to be aware of this, because if you aren't, then you will be. um, or or if you aren't, potentially, people end up committing suicide or whatnot, because they feel unhappy in their life, because they can't really pinpoint it. It's subversive, I want to say is the word. Subversive. It's discreet. It's not something that is necessarily too blatant. It's like little jabs thrown, and they are intended to go under the nose. You're not supposed to see what this is, and some people will actually burrow themselves into your life, and at first they put on the facade that they're your friends and that they have the best intentions for you, and later on you find out that that's completely false. That's wrong. They are. It was a delusion. It was an illusion. It was a facade. It's make believe. Like in Wolf of Wall Street, fairy dust. It's pitiful. It really is. I feel bad for these people. They could be putting in the work on themselves, and instead they choose not to. They choose to stay on the same level that they're at, and instead of encouraging other people, they will put them down in order to make themselves feel better, and to kind of take that light off of the individual who wants to better themselves. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to better yourself. You should want to better yourself, because look around you. There's a bunch of photocopies of the same people. They're all viewing the same thing on social media, and they're all, a lot, not all, I can't generalize everybody, but a lot of people are under this grand illusion that they need to be like everybody else, that a lot of people are only out for themselves, and that they don't want the highest good. It's this illusion. This illusion is crazy, man. It's sad. If you think about the what up, seagull? Right over there, yeah, boy. If you think about a community, any ecosystem, it needs to work together in order to thrive. And I guess sometimes there might be a surge in one, maybe like a predator population, but when there's a surge in that particular species, it has a detrimental effect on the ecosystem. But then the ecosystem, it finds a way to level out. If all these predators are eating up a food source, and then the food source goes away, it's very low in quantities, then the predators will die out. Yeah, it's a balance of the ecosystem, the circumstance, the situation. And I currently believe that we are in the balancing act. It's always a balancing act in life in general. You have to find balance at your core in order to stay level-headed, level-minded, and to move forward and progress in your story. Because if you aren't balanced, if you are imbalanced, then you will start feeling not so great, not so 100% as you used to. And that's a sign from your body that you need to make changes. And like with people who are depressed, why are they depressed? Are they not paying attention to something that requires their attention? Yes, they are. Drug abuse, constant social media addiction, like consumption and addiction to social media. It's a lot of things are addiction and habits, and even mental habits. I personally know people who are addicted to stress. They are addicted to having a certain mindset of what everything is around them. They will constantly focus on everything that's going wrong in their life. And I mean, it plays its part. The individual has to be bring attention to a certain circumstance that they're avoiding. So if they proliferate the circumstance and they ignore it for so long, then eventually it's going to take its course. They're going to be in a negative mindset, negative frame of mind, and they're going to be like, what the hell, man? Why am I feeling like this? What's wrong with me? Billy Bob Joe is doing all right over there, and I'm not doing okay over here. So what's going on? What's wrong? And essentially, it draws the individual into themselves so that they can fix and heal what they need to from within, because a lot of things in life revolve around perception, vision, consciousness, essentially, because vision is just a sense. What's behind all of the senses is consciousness. You're consciously aware of what's going on. So you need to be able to harness that consciousness to work alongside you as a tool and figure out what exactly it is that's wrong in your circumstance. And when you figure that out, you can go forward and effectively move about in your life in order to change that circumstance. So, for all these malicious, heinous, disgusting people who want to throw shade at you to make you feel inferior so that they can feel better about themselves, or whatever may have you, get some sort of reward and whatnot, the field, it levels out 100%, but at the same time, you have to be weary, because violence does exist. Guns exist, knives exist, all that shit, poison, and I don't want to, I don't mean to intimidate, I don't intend on making anybody fearful. I do not believe that anybody should be fearful, because fear is the enemy. Fear is of the devil, of lower nature. It's something that holds you back from obtaining and holding your highest light. And you need to walk away from fear and embrace the knowing that whatever I do, everything's going to work out, because if you don't, you're going to remain stuck, and that's no bueno at all. But at the same time, it plays its part, so it's all working out, man. Hope you guys, I hope this message wasn't too hard to follow along with. I know I'm speaking pretty fast, but it's just, this is a message that has been constantly being reiterated into my life, and I'm 23 going on 24 years old. This shit, it's gotta stop, man. You were prompted a lesson so many times in your life, you have to move on. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Move on. Don't allow people to mistreat you. Don't allow people to step over you and treat you like you're dog crap on the street, because you don't deserve that. And if you don't believe that, I'm telling you right now, you do not deserve that. You don't deserve to be put down by anybody, even your parents, your siblings, your closest friends and allies and whatnot, teachers, anybody. anybody in the world, we are all coming from the same source, and we all deserve to be treated as equals. And people like to let their ego stand them out and make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm better than so and so, I can treat them like however I want. But no, that is a sovereign individual person who has their own dignity and respect that they deserve. It's their birthright, and everybody should give that to them. But unfortunately, sometimes people don't reciprocate that, and when that happens, you just have to learn to move on and set a distance between yourself and those people, and set up your boundaries and be firm in those boundaries, because they will test them time and time again. Even 6 months later, a year down the line, 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, however old you last in this, however long you last in this game of life. And it's a spiritual battle, it really is. So stay sharp out here and keep moving forward and stay positive, but also recognize that even when you are in a negative state of mind, it's not necessarily wrong. It's just a part of the story that you need to experience. It's not it's not a straight path necessarily that is all gonna align magically. You need to hit those bumps in the road in order to see, what do I need to do better? How can I avoid hitting these bumps in the road? And how to effectively mitigate your actions and your responses and how you interact with the world. So I hope this message was helpful. Love you. Stay positive or negative, whichever, and stay blessed. Love you. Bye.